Okay, Impact Wrestling. What do we got going on this week? Hey, with Bound for Glory coming up in the next few weeks, a lot of things going on. Okay, and a lot of ways to determine what's going to happen on these shows coming up. But like I said, with Christopher Daniels returning last week on Impact, why is he here, huh? Why is he back in the Impact Zone for after over 7 years and whatnot? I guess we'll find that out tonight. But yeah, Impact though tonight we do kick it off with a X Division. Well, I guess a triple threat matches. He was going to be in this triple threat X Division title match coming up. With Josh Alexander vacating the X Division title from last week. Now we need a new champion. So right now it was Laredo Kid, Alex Zane, newcomer and whatnot. I feel like I've seen him before, and Trey Miguel. Basically, whoever wins is going to Bound for Glory to be in that X Division title match. A very good spot fest to kick off the show. Very enjoyable, too. Trey Miguel getting a big win, though, on to Laredo Kid hitting the big Meteora and whatnot. So, very good match to kick off the show, hyping up the crowd and whatnot. I know we got a promo from the Drama King, Matthew Retwold, who was talking about Laredo Kid, who just took the L right here. And as he called Lucha Libre art. But Matthew basically said that, the world doesn't understand Laredo's art, and they don't understand the kid, just like he doesn't understand Redwall and whatnot. And that next week he's going to make the world accept their art and whatnot. So he told Laredo Kid to accept me. So I assume it's going to be a match between both of these two next week. I know they showed footage of Sami Callihan. I didn't get a chance to explain this last week, but Sami Callihan was hurt during the recent tapings at Impact, which I believe his ankle may have snapped or whatnot, and I think he may be out for the rest of the year, and no telling when he's coming back. But I know they had EMTs carry him out and just say that Moose and Morrissey had beat him up earlier in the night. But apparently Sami Callihan is going to be gone for a while, though, given the recent injury that just happened to him. So it is pretty bad. Next, Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering went against The Influence. Tennille Dashwood and Madison Rain. Not a bad tag match. Kind of figured The Influence was going to go over and whatnot. I guess, they're still trying to get a title shot, which they are getting a title shot now against the K. But, excuse me. Ellering and Jordan Grace, I don't know what they've really been doing ever since they reformed this team. I kind of wanted Jordan Grace to turn on Ellering and see what was going to happen, since they were kind of building into that whole thing, except then it was like, okay, the team's back together, but other than that, they haven't really done nothing since after that. But not a bad tag match, though. Christopher Daniels was interviewed in the back, talked about what brought him back to Impact Wrestling. He talked about the whole Forbidden Door, brought him back. But he says, why do I need to knock on the Forbidden Door, okay? I can just go right through it. I helped build this place, all right? Which he is true. He is a TNA original. And he says he's going to read the gospel to Madman Fulton. Josh Alexander ended up coming up thanking Daniels for the help last week. And Christian Cage say, we wouldn't need Christopher Daniels' help if you, did your job in the first place. But Daniel says, listen, I'm not here to be a friend to anybody and whatnot, or just be happy to be here. I got my own agenda going on, all right? And why don't you guys find out later in the show, and you'll see what I'm doing. Christian basically went on to tell Josh that, listen, I didn't come to help you last week because, we're just Canadian buddies. I need you ready for Bound for Glory, all right? Now, we got issues with Ace Austin and whatnot, but, if you want to be world champion, you need to keep your emotions in check. So, very good promo right there. And whatnot. Daniels, it is a mystery. We don't know what Daniels is going to do. We know he has an agenda, but we don't know what he's here for. And he's got a point. Hey, you don't need the Forbidden Door for him. He built this building. He built this organization, okay? He's a TNA original. So he can show up whenever, I guess. But, it's funny that AEW hasn't even, mentioned he's back on TV, though. And he's been off AEW for how long? We haven't seen him in a very long minute on that show. Next, I had another How to Be Professional with Brian Myers. Talking about physical fitness. And, they got Manny Livins and Zicky Dice and Sam Beal there, which they're doing push-ups. VSK was all cool, which is how come he's not doing push-ups. Myers says he just did 200 in like 10 minutes ago, okay? So, he's all good. And, I am playing favorites, as he said. VSK, he's cut above everybody else. So if y'all don't get y'all act together, y'all won't be in this learning tree, and you're going to get a roster cut. As they're going to go get some steak Sam Beal says, hey, man, I want steak also. Lemons, I guess he squirted some lemons at Zicky Dice, saying that, don't ever squirt any more lemons at me again. Funny segment, though. Good Brothers basically hanging around, I guess, saying, how about this next week? Bullet Club versus Finn Juice. Whoever wins will get a tag team title shot bound for glory. Now, this is probably one of the best segments of the night. I don't like the music background, all of this, but Deonna Purrazzo driving up to, I guess, a farm or a ranch, Mickie James's ranch, and she had a camera with her. Deonna was looking for Mickie James. Someone told where she was at. Mickie is in the barn, raking some hay until Deonna attacked from behind. They start fighting throughout the barn then, just throwing like a whole bunch of buckets at each other and whatnot. Deonna tried to use like a pitchfork, but Mickie got away, hitting her with like a helmet that you ride with horses and whatnot. And they're fighting onto the outside. They go on this wooden post in. Deonna trying to choke out Mickie James, but Mickie James got out of it because I think it was a hose and whatnot. She started spraying Deonna down with the hose then, but Deonna ended up getting the upper hand, started spraying her with it and, just fighting her off. Ended up trying to put her head through a bucket, and well, it was like water in the bucket, so she tried to drown her, but somebody ended up saying, hey, what's going on over there? And just left Mickie James for dead, saying, at Bound for Glory, you won't survive. So yeah, we're fighting on farms now and whatnot, okay? This was a good brawl, though. I enjoyed this. Some people wondering, where was Nick Aldis? Was he at the ranch that day? Why didn't he come make the save and whatnot? But I enjoyed this segment. That was good. Both of them beat the hell out of each other on a farm. Hardcore country. Fits the gimmick, am I right? Madman Fulton went against Christopher Daniels. Very good match. Daniels still got it. Never lost it. Even at this day and age. I don't really know how old the guy is. I think he's like 50 at this point. Or, yeah, I think he's probably like 50, I believe. So, yeah, and still, Daniels, he still got it. He can still go. And he looked real good right here. He didn't win with the Angels wings, I know that. I know Josh Alexander came out, for the save when Ace Austin tried to get involved, but Daniels hit the BME and won the match. So, not bad. Not bad at all. I know we had a Swingers Palace segment. Basically, Swingers saying we need to bring Swingers Palace to Vegas. As Morrissey say, hey, you got a gambling license, right? But Swingers say, I don't even have a license and everything. But since you don't have one, we're shutting this whole place down. And Swinger was pissed off. Ace Austin and Madman Fulton demanded, what was going on around here. The inmates are running the asylum. And basically, we want a match. And I guess they're going to be facing Christian and Josh Alexander next week. Violent by Design came out, calling out Rhino, saying, you need to make a decision right now. He came out just with a Bound for Glory t-shirt on. Fans wanted him to walk away. And, Rhino's just looking all, sad and whatnot. The fans chanted gore. Eric Young basically said, you need to make the right decision. If you walk away, you won't get away. Next thing you know, Heath is back. Heath Slater, we have not seen him for a while. He did get injured at last year's Bound for Glory, if I'm not mistaken. And we haven't seen Heath for a very long time. He ended up fighting off Violent by Design. Rhino, though, he just kind of left. He went through the guardrail. He didn't really help Heath. Heath wanted a hug, but Rhino walked away. He didn't go to Violent by Design either. So Rhino, he hasn't made a decision yet. So Rhino, I guess, he's trying to think who he should side with. But Heath, though, he is back, so it is good to see him. Hopefully something different will happen with Heath instead of trying to fight for a contract. Next, they announced this digital media title, which at first, I actually thought this was something the fans could win or whatnot. I didn't know what a digital media title was, but apparently this digital media championship it's going to be only on Impact Plus shows, and it's like an intergender belt and whatnot, and I guess we're having a tournament next week. Like I said, I actually thought this was some type of game or something fans were going to be able to, enter and try to win this title, which some are already saying looks like the AEW World title right now. But, the whole digital media thing, I don't know about that. Like, that's something like a media company would come up with, just to promote, like, Twitter or something, but a digital media, or maybe it's like a TV title, I don't know, but you can only defend it on Impact Plus shows, so I don't know about that. I'm kind of iffy, and that doesn't really make sense at the same time, too. In the main event, though, we had W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards in a street fight. Surprised we got TNA chance here, but very good brawl. I will say that. Obviously, this changes things now with Sami Callihan being out of the picture. But this wasn't a bad match. Eddie Edwards ended up getting the win. Alicia came out after getting powerbombed at Victory Road with the kendo stick, even holding up a chair with barbed wire so Eddie could hit the Boston Knee Party onto Morrissey. But next thing you know, Moose ended up attacking Eddie then, ended up spearing him. Alicia tried to help Eddie up, but next you know, Moose and Morrissey stood right behind Alicia. Alicia looked surprised. Morrissey grabbed her and basically, you know, had her watch Moose put like a chair around Eddie's neck, threw him into the ring post, hit him with another chair, and then smashed his throat onto the ground with the chair, basically possibly being injured as Alicia went to check on him then. And that ended the show right there. I don't know what's going to mean for that feud at this point now. Like I said, with Sami Callihan being legitimately hurt, could they bring in somebody else to help Eddie Edwards? I don't know. I would like to see Davey Richards come back since he's not retired anymore, but he's in MLW right now. I don't know who they can get Eddie to help him out with, but with Callihan being on the shelf right now, what does it mean next for this feud? I don't know. But something's got to happen. I think that will play in the Bound for Glory. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, that's my review of Impact. Not a bad show, pretty good. Like I said, I think one of the best things on the show was the whole Deonna and Mickie fighting at the barn thing. I thought that was a really good brawl out there. Okay, so I actually thought that was really fun. And Christopher Daniels being back in the ring, that wasn't bad too. But other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out. Fuck Lifetime. And I'm done. Peace.